Hello everyone, Krydex here, and welcome back to our pyanodon's Season 3. I have expanded the Zen Garden a little bit because we have a few more Patreon names than would have fit right here, so we're gonna continue adding some names today. Again, thank you so much to all of Krydania's patrons. The next two that we are going to add is Derpamoo and Scrub Zone. Thank you, Derpamoo and Scrub Zone, for supporting the channel. I need text plates. Alright, Derpamoo. I also need to see where we're building these. Alright, Derpamoo. Now, Derpamoo is also a streamer themselves. So if you'd like to go check out their channel, you can see them playing through. Let's see. I know they've been doing. Is it still the Angel Bobs? Hold on, I have to look it up. I don't know why I'm forgetting. They are playing through. I guess they might be done with their Angel Bobs. Right now, they're playing through Eco solo. They were doing a pacifist angel. Was it just angels? Or was it Angel Bobs? It was Angel Bobs plus Claustrophobic plus Factorio. That's what it was. Anyway, they're also a streamer, so check them out. And then we've got Scrub Zone, but spelled like 5 crew 8Z 0 in 3. Got some leet speak going on here. Perfect. Okay, so there you go. That I'm missing a little bit of asphalt in my inventory, but other than that, we are expanded in the Patreon Zen Garden. And yeah, I mean, we are basically just acting like the last episode never existed, and we're going to be working on setting up tin 2 instead of tin 1 and lead 2 in this episode. I can't believe I did that. That's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I've like forgotten that I have research. You know what I mean? Like I spent so many hours not having new research options that I didn't even think to look. Like, oh, can I research a better tin? Didn't even think about it. Did not even occur to me. Okay, I do want to actually set up the chain though. So the tin chain from molten, tin dust. Tin dust comes from grade 4 only. Grade 4 comes from grade 3 only. Grade 3 creates tin ore rejects, but also comes from grade 1 only. And grade 1 comes from 2 places and smushing up the rejects in a secondary crusher. So if I matrix solve this, it should work, but it didn't. Okay, so the ore makes 1 and 2. The 2 makes 1. The 1 makes 3 and rejects. The rejects makes more 1, and that's the matrix solver part. But then everything else seems to be wrong here. There we go. Type that in, and now we're good to go. It's a lot of graphite, I feel like. I mean, we're talking like 1 graphite for every 2 tin plates. That feels a bit graphite hungry to me. And graphite is how much again? No, I didn't want to add it in there. I wanted to add it in this block. Graphite is 5 to 2. So, I mean, wow. I mean, look, we need 1 coke per tin plate. That's a lot of coke, to be honest. I was not expecting that. Do I need more coke? We do have coke, right? I have coke here for steel. but that's where it stops. So I'm gonna have to bring that over and up for tin plate. Or I'll have to do what I did for one of the other ones, which was make coke on site from raw coal. When do I get... Okay, now, see, this is pyanodon's for you. This is the true Zen garden experience, because now I have to look into when do I get red hot coke, because that's going to influence potentially how I do this part of the process. You know, it's totally, if you give a mouse a cookie, just full on. Coke processing stage 2 is not that far into green science. And when we get it, we get 6 red hot coke to 30 coke, and we get 5 red hot coke from 20 coal. So we go 4 to 1 to 5. So 4 coal creates 5 coke. I need to say that again to myself. 4 coal creates 5 coke. And then on top of that, we've got the better coal processing finally. Right here, so we can finally take all of our raw coal and crush it into regular coal, and then we can turn all of that into coke. So we finally get a raw coal to coke chain that is like pretty strong. So it looks like I actually kind of started looking at that right here. So right now I would get 10 regular coal if I just did secondary crusher. I would get 10 regular coal, and then I could turn that into 12. No, it's 4 to 5. Roughly 12 coke. From a full belt of raw coal. So that's already pretty good. And that's without... No, that is with the red hot coke. That's without doing the extra crushing of this. Here, let's actually type these things in. So yeah, you can see here we get twice as much more coal from doing screening, and then we get even more from throwing the coarse coal into some secondary crushers as well. So that's the final verdict on regular coal. And then you take that regular coal and then you throw it into the red hot coke in the basic oxygen furnace recipe. This also gets you coke oven gas out the wazoo. And then you quench the red hot coke with water and air. And that gets you a bunch of steam. That's like a lot of steam. Huh. Interesting. And quite a bit of coal dust. In fact, it might be enough coal dust to run the oxygen furnaces. If I were to run these on coal dust... Yeah, we actually get enough. So that's a reasonable thing. And then... Wait, we need steam as an input? Oh, I missed that part. What temperature steam? Red hot. Of course it's not called that. Probably just like hot coke or something. Red hot is one word. There you go. It is steam of any temperature. Okay. Interesting. That coke oven gas looks pretty juicy at 500 degrees. And I mean, 500 degree coke oven gas makes even better hot air, because the hot air, we need the warmer stone bricks, and the warmer stone bricks comes from 500 degree, right? And then that makes 250 degrees, so we get like even hotter stone bricks. We get 300 hot air from warmer Whereas from warm, you only get 150. So you get twice as much hot air. No, you get even more than that. Because... No, sorry, you don't. Just kidding. I keep confusing myself. You end up, you know, it's kind of a weird backflow process where you use the 500-degree coke oven gas to heat up warm stone bricks into hot warmer stone bricks, and that comes from regular stone bricks with the 250-degree. So it's kind of a weird, like, you use the hot stuff to make the warm stuff hotter, and then you use the warm stuff to make the cold stuff warm. If that makes any sense. You'll totally understand it when we set it up. It's just a little bit of a... It's a new concept if you've never done it before. Anyway, I don't want to do any of this, so I'm not going to. Because I want to get tin and lead going, and I want to get solder going, and I want to get trains going. So we're just going to say phooey on all that nonsense, and I'm going to start working towards just this alone. Also, this is a lot of buildings. This is a lot of buildings, but we just get so much more solder. It feels like it's worth doing. But yeah, the tin processing chain is not, you know, compared to the other metals, we're getting like a lot less stuff and at a much lower output rate. Like even this stage of tin is still only providing a 3-to-1 ratio. It does give us tailings though. And this is not muddy sludge. This is not Krydax thinking it's tailings. This is actual tailings. So that is valuable. We'll have to figure out what to do with that. But for now, let's just work on crafting all these buildings. So I need a casting unit. And I'm gonna need another one for lead, so I'll just make a second one now. An arc furnace, I need 2. I'm out of burner drills, it seems. So arc furnace, I needed 2. Probably running out of pipes. Okay, arc furnace, I need 7 ball mills? Good gracious. Ball mills, 7? Literally don't even have enough copper to make that. Just grabbing more stuff as I run past it. Copper. Grab some more of that. I'll just grab iron now, and I will just dump chest. I picked that up when I was expanding the Patreon Zen garden. Okay. You know what? Sand castings are right here. I can recycle these. Most of them, anyway. Rest must go in a box. Okay. So, where was I? Ball mill. Ball mill. We're out of steel. Okay. And then we need 7 washers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need 4 secondary crushers. Dear God, and another 7 screeners? Am I even gonna be able to fit all this? Good gravy. This is absurd. Did I screw something up? Man, 10-2 feels like almost a downgrade compared to 10-1. I mean, 10-1 is just this. Just 15 buildings. 9 megawatts. 10-2 is 43 buildings. Now, I guess I'm not I mean, 12.5 stone furnaces is about the same as like 1 or 2 casting units, so I'm not quite being fair, because here I am counting the casting units, and here I'm not counting the stone furnaces, but they're so tiny. Especially if you put them on both sides of the belt. Like, that's basically nothing. So it's really like 15, maybe 17 buildings if I want to count some extra. And here's 43 buildings. 40 freaking 3. Not to mention all of the power, 48.6 megawatts versus 9. Now, it is double the actual output of plates, and that's not even using hot air, which I will switch to once we have enough of it with our red hot Coke stuff. So it is decent. It's certainly an upgrade. You know, per plate, it's not as bad. If you were to look at the actual, like, equal amounts here, you know, here I have 5.358. So if I do times 5.358 divided by 5, then now we get an actual comparison. Here we need about 35 buildings and 20 megawatts. And here we need about 43 buildings and 50 megawatts. So it's not quite as bad when you look at it that way. But it does beg the question, might it not just be better to mine twice as much tin? Oh, right. I mean, yes, if the only thing you cared about was tin plates, that actually is a reasonable strategy. But we care about far more than just tin plates, because we need the solder from the molten tin using the tar. That's the goal, right? And so because of that, we need to do it this way, which kind of sucks because we're using all of our resources. Now I need circuits. Uh-oh. Why is that only partially full? Are circuits not running? Uh-oh. I don't see a single circuit on this belt. No, I broke circuits. Hey, what are the odds, guys? Take your bets. Take your bets right now. Did Krydax break a fluid? Is that why circuits aren't working? Did Krydax break a fluid? No, wood is broken again. Again? Freaking again? We just fixed this. Wait. Oh, never mind. Okay. I misunderstood my own build here. I can't do this. These are prioritized. I literally am out of belts. Oh shoot. So what we need is priority. Well, they're both. Oh gosh. We need tree seeds from this and from this to both have the same priority, which is higher priority than the custom crafted tree seeds, which are coming from this one. So really either way is fine, but okay. So I didn't break it again, I just didn't actually fix it the first time. That's all there is to it. Those are on the wrong side, unfortunately. So they need to be on that side of things. Okay. And now, goodness, now we should be good to go. Because now we're always prioritizing the recycled tree seeds over the regulars. The ones that we've created. And before I was just mixing them in with the created ones, but then those were being prioritized underneath the recycled ones from the tree seedlings on this side of the belt. The problem is I didn't make a sushi belt. Honestly, if this had been a sushi belt from the start, I don't think we'd be having these problems. So despite the sushi craziness, it does have its benefits. It does have its benefits. Okay, I don't think I need to do anything else to keep this running. It does seem like we are back to a full belt of wood. Goodness. Is it worth Setting up an alarm? Wood is less than 100, or even 500. Nope, no volume. You get to be an alert with a wood icon. That's it. I don't know how to feel about the icons being there. Feels weird. Didn't they used to be down here? I don't know if I like that as much. Am I making that up? Didn't they used to be down here? Am I going crazy? I feel like the alerts used to be down on the bottom right of the little user interface bits. Huh. Anyway, I think we're good to go. These only run when we need seedlings and we only need seedlings when we're making logs. So we should start to use up. Oh no, we're actually all like straight up backed up on seedlings. I might need to grab a bunch of these. They're not supposed to be able to back up this far. Because of reasons that we already understand. But why don't we get that going, so. Okay. That should get things restarted. Hopefully. That does beg the question though. Does this have a what if we okay, words. Let's say we completely back up on wood and we don't need it for 20 hours. Everything spoils. So that means the entire belt of seedlings here turns into tree seeds. I'm actually not sure that this is backup proof, because this entire belt's gonna turn into tree seeds, and then these won't be able to grab any items, because there will only be tree seeds on the belt. Now the tree seeds will get dumped onto this belt, but the tree seeds on this belt will just back up because we don't need. No, then we'll make more seedlings. But we make 3 seedlings per seed. So the problem is it's a positive loop. So we end up not consuming all of the tree seeds that we produced. So I actually need I need something weird here. What I need is a boiler, because these have a fuel value, right? No, of course they don't. Of course they don't. What can I do with them? I don't want to compost them. I guess I can just burn them, right? But then I need something with a fuel value. Dang it. Why do things have to be so complicated? Seedlings also don't have a fuel value. So I guess what we need to do is not make seedlings if we don't need wood. So these only run if logs are less than 20, and I think we need to do the same treatment for the seedling makers. That's what I'm thinking. Because then if those are only running if logs are less than 20, then that means we'll only make seeds when they're needed. And then we won't build up a ton of unnecessary tree seeds. And that makes 0.6 seedlings, and we use 0.6, so it will consume the rate that it produces. But see, I don't think 20 is enough. I'm gonna read this whole belt, and I'm gonna go... We're doing seedlings if I have less than 40. And same with these. I mean, 20 logs is only 200 wood. That's not enough of a buffer. Let's go with 30. Even then, what's one recipe? One recipe is 40 seconds. So if I want 40 seconds, that's like 600 logs, or 600 wood, that is. Maybe I'll just change both to 40. Man, what a mess. What a mess. I don't really know if this will fix it all. I think we'll be okay. I guess I would need to measure... Sorry, my brain's just going full into the math. Like, how fast does this run on average? Because we need to actually make logs with the tree seedlings. Because if we don't, we end up with excess... We're turning one tree seed into 3. And that's bad, because then we're going to back up on tree seeds. So as long as 1/3 of the time, no, sorry, 2/3 of the time, we use the tree seedlings, then I can handle 1/3 of the time the tree seedlings actually spoil. So if I were to back up on wood every 3 hours, you know, that would be fine, but it's just, this is confusing. Because we're gonna back up on wood, but then it's gonna start up again, and then it's gonna stop again, and the question is, are we gonna end up with a huge belt of backed up tree seedlings, or are we not? Is it gonna use up enough seedlings from each batch? Because to use up enough seedlings in each batch, we do have to be using some amount of wood, which I know I am. I'm using a lot of wood in the factory. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone for now, but I'm gonna put check on wood. Knock on wood. On my list. Just so that I don't totally forget about it. Anyway, sorry about that. We can see circuits have resumed production though. It's okay. No, I'm not sorry. This is a Zen garden. We're here to just enjoy the process. It's okay if we're doing something that has nothing to do with what we thought we were going to be doing. Anyway, where was I in the building? I think we needed the secondary crushers. 3, 4. And then 7 more screeners. Which I have 2 more of the 7. Need way more iron. I also want to point out, I don't think I pointed this out earlier, but it is relevant. I now have the ability, if I want to use some batteries, I have a better circuit recipe. If I just use the real batteries rather than copper zinc batteries, I get 60% more circuit boards without changing a single other thing. It's literally the same recipe, but I get 5 instead of 3. So that is very much an option if we want to improve our circuit board output. And based on how many batteries I automated, can I afford that? If I have 0.1 here, I would need 0.034 batteries at the same rate, and then it would give me 0.166 circuits out. 0.034 batteries is about a fifth of my battery production. That is sort of doable, but I don't think I'm actually getting enough lead antimony alloy for this. I think everything else I have enough. But I think I'm only actually getting 0.1 antimony. I don't know. Let's not worry about that for now. But if I run out of circuits, that is an option. And I'll just get my circuits from over here. By the way, how plasmids doing? They are doing just fine. Okay, so circuits, screeners, I needed 7 more. Good gravy. Now I'm out of steam engines. Okay, but I think I have all the buildings we needed minus the graphite. Which needs... I am just gonna do the easy version for now. High pressure for... Ah! No. No. We're not crafting all that by hand. No, thank you. I will happily utilize my pre-crafted objects to help me out here. Alright. So... grab some more loaders while I'm thinking about it. Oh yeah, we need more belts. And then... make sure we got air cores. Small parts. Engines? Sure. Power poles? A little bit. And then trash. I don't think I need plastic for much. I'll get rid of that. Okay, and then what was I crafting? High pressure furnaces? What am I out of here? We had, oh, stone brick. Stone brick comes into play yet again. The reason is because I actually placed a bunch of it for the Patreon Zen garden. It's somewhere in here. Oh, it's literally right in front of me. Perfect. Okay, we are good to go. The tin revolution will succeed this time. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know, the good part is, I say it failed, most of the work is redeemable, right? Like, we still need all of this. The only part we undo is this part. Because we still need the rest of it. And because of how many freaking buildings we need, I might actually move this whole setup to be a little bit more close to the border here of our tin zone, or whatever you want to call this. So let's do that. And then the tin here will need to come over. And then this will come up there. Actually, no, it won't. It'll stop because this is gonna get turned into graphite. We don't need it for anything else. So we'll just do that right here at the door. Graphite. How much do I need? I don't know. Oh gosh. I think I need to do exactly what I did for over here. Yes. Yes, I do. So I can literally just copy that. And then paste it. I will need to do something different. The inputs. Because I'm thinking we do two sideways. Is that fast enough? No, it's literally not. I need double trouble with long inserters. Okay, that's fast enough though. Alright, so there's that. We need one more HPF, which apparently I can't craft because I'm out of what? Iron? Yeah, I'm out of iron. Oh. I didn't mean to get rid of my iron, that's why. Alright, one more HPF, and then that's done. Okay, so graphite's good. Borax I'll bring in from the side. Sandcasting I bring in from the side. And yes, don't worry, we will make a separate graphite build at some point. But that'll probably be when we have trains. Though it could be worth it to just have a graphite belt coming up here. Or coming down. Ooh, I could just make a bunch of graphite directly from raw coal and then bring it down on a belt and then just supply graphite to the various things that need it. And then we don't have all these random situations that are making coke oven gas and not using it. Oh, wait a second. But it's worth asking the same question I was asking before. Okay, so hold on. Same question I asked is, can we supply enough hot air to make I don't know why my brain can't finish sentences today. To make the plates. So I would need 5.4 hot air. And if we were to make the graphite, then we would be doing this recipe, and that would make that much coke oven gas. And then I'd be using that much coke oven gas. I just right-clicked on that, by the way, to see its usage. And then we use it in warm bricks. And then I think I can make that its own block and link it. And then in that block, we do ingredient input. And then the warm bricks make hot air. Oh, we lost it. We lost it. What if it's at the bottom? Does that work? No, that links it with the output. I want to link it with the input product. How do I do that? Can I do that? It seems to be working here. But then as soon as I add, and I feel like it would keep working, yeah, if I did some other recipe. But the problem is what I add has stone bricks in it, and it doesn't seem to like that. And why does it go to 0 when I do that? That doesn't seem to make sense to me. Yeah, look, I think Helmod's got some bugs. That is for sure. But I have been able to, most of the time, make it do what I want it to do. If I play around with it a little bit. Where is that hot air recipe? I keep failing to find it. Where actually is it? Am I clicking on the wrong thing? Output, warm stone brick. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, see, now I can't click on anything. Shift or control click has lost all effect on this. Which is a bummer. And it doesn't seem that it matters where it is. What if I did something with the stone bricks just to, you know, use them up or something? Yeah, it's like it's on matrix solver when it's not supposed to be. Does this work if it was unlinked and I just told it I had 100 coke oven gas? It does. So this is the same problem that we already reported in a different context. Something about these sub-blocks is not acting the way you'd expect. Where it's like if we manually type in that we have 100 coke oven gas, it works fine. But if I don't, and we instead link it, even if I select this as the main ingredient, it doesn't go and find the linked coke oven gas that we're creating for some reason. It should find that number and plug it into here. Just the same as if I manually were to type in that number, which I can't seem to do from this window for some reason. But if I were to just manually type in 26, then that's what we get. Easy peasy. Like, it works the way you'd hope. But there's no way to link the product of this number to the ingredient here of this number that I can figure out. And that's what should be working. And there doesn't seem to be a way to make that work. So I'm not a fan of that. Something's weird. But either way, the important thing is that we can just manually type it in to get a ballpark. And you'll notice we get enough hot air. So I can get some extra tin plates from this. Yeah, but then that means even more work. So we need to copy this little setup. Blueprint cannot be flipped. Well, screw you. I need to get that mod again that allows you to force flip it. Like, it's very annoying because what we have to do is we have to remove pipe to grounds and then we should be able to flip it. All right, and then I'll just put this as close as possible, maybe right here. And then the coke oven gas, go to T-junction. Okay, hot air, or compressed air. Stone bricks, I need to feed some in. And that'll go about 20 each, should be enough. Okay, so that's being produced and utilized. And then we just need some sort of overflow, probably on the hot air. Just to make sure that we use that up. But we will also want to make sure there's a little bit of a stockpile on that. So let me craft a little tank. Because we are going to get more hot air than we need. And yes, I'm wasting hot air. Sue me. Alright. Alright, so that's set up. And then we need the output cog to... Again, we could make power with it. This is one of those situations where not making power with it does seem kind of silly, because this is 26 megawatts for free, and that does power a decent amount of what we're spending. And we know, again, kind of like with the last one, I know that if I'm making this coke oven gas, it means I'm using the graphite, which means we are running this block. Right? If we're using the graphite, that means we are using the molten tin, and that means we are doing all the steps. Yeah, because I'm only going to use the molten tin when I'm doing all these steps, which are the ones that cost all the power. Because if I'm using the graphite, I'm using 26 megawatts. So that means we can utilize the power that comes from the coke oven gas. Like, it's always going to be linked. Oil burner. So 2 oil burners should do the trick here, because they make 15 megawatts apiece. And wait a second. I feel like I forgot something. No, that should be able to consume all the coke oven gas. We might need an overflow for the steam. Oh, by the way, did I ever fix this? Nope. Someone pointed it out in a YouTube comment, and I completely forgot about it. I don't write it down when people make YouTube comments that I need to go fix, and so it's just up to my memory. Okay, so I never fixed that to actually be connected to the network. That's important. We also don't have an overflow valve. I guess we do on the cog. We could also do that on the steam. Either way is the same thing. I guess, I mean, does it even matter? Because it's not like the rate on either one's gonna be relevant, right? It's not like we can't overflow. Yeah, I don't know. The important part is we're gonna need water. That much I do know for sure. Water. Is that water? No. Nope. Water is actually nowhere near here. Okay, it's kind of near here. This is where water is. Alright, not that far. And water needs to find its way to here. And we need this guy. What is this? That was an unrelated thing from when I copied it. Okay. Alright, you guys get all that done. Get our water linked up here. And then we're seeing steam, and how many steam engines? I've already forgotten how these work. Efficiency is 50%. at so are these making 250 steam? These are making 250 steam. So that means each of these can only handle 3, we'll call it 4 megawatts. Well, just look at the rates. I'm just being a dummy. 60, 15. Okay. So 8 of these is enough. All right. Don't need to make it so complicated. Ah, yes. I can't connect because of that pass-through, but that should work. And then make sure that's connected, and then we can just do a simple overflow on steam. If we have too much, we can dump it. Okay, that should work to get us a little bit of extra power from this. All right, we're getting there. So those 2 are done, and they create grade 1 right here. That grade 1 then needs to go into 7 screeners. Also, how far are we from actually finishing? Why are we not getting green science? We're zen. Everything's zen. Don't worry. Everything's zen. It's literally spoiled. It's not supposed to be possible. Alright. Well, we'll deal with 10 probably in the next episode. We're fixing other things. By the way, is wood still running? Let's check on that. Okay, sorry, I had to sneeze. Wood seems to be doing just fine. How about logs? How about seedlings? Tree seeds, I don't need any because I'm making enough right now, but yeah, seedling. Okay, I think we're good on wood, at least for now. We'll have to check again in a couple hours when things have an opportunity to back up. But yeah, what the heck in heck is going on down here with our logistics science? So this is only supposed to make Sarkori, which has 30 minutes before it spoils. If, where's our restricted input? This one. Wait, if animal samples is less than 2? Hold on, that doesn't make sense. I think that might be the problem already. No, sorry, that's great. Wow, I saw that as a less than symbol because it's like, I think you see what I'm saying, but the little arrow goes that way and then it has the flat line, and that part looked like a less than symbol for a second. Okay, so when it's greater than or equal to 2, I'm willing to then start putting in the flora to make a Sarcoris. So everything else is just constant feeding into here. Now, when we then input those flora, we will automation inserted. What's that? Automated insertion limit is 10, which is 2 more recipes. So we're basically willing to make up to 9 Sarcorises if and when we have at least 2 samples. Now, that also is counting the input or the contents of this. So if we have at least 2 animal samples, then we should be then starting to make Sarcorises. Now, the animal samples take an hour to spoil. And so if we have 2 of those, we're going to start making Sarcorises. The problem is we're going to make too many Sarcorises. So at some point, if animal samples stop, we're going to have extra Sarcorises that got made, because we're going to make up to 9 Sarcorises for 2 animal samples, and that's very much the wrong ratio. So that does mean if animal samples ever stop for any reason, which they certainly are, as you can tell, stopping for plenty of reasons. Also, where's biocrud coming? Oh, is that lard? Lard turns into biocrud. Yeah. So we need a biocrud getter rubber. Or really just anything that isn't animal samples. Needs to get output there. Anything that isn't animal samples comes back into here. Okay, so anyway, that fixes that issue. The animal sample can spoil into plasmids. And I handled that, right? Doesn't look like I handled that either. Man, I really didn't handle my spoilage. No, I did. Plasmids can go into here. But they can't. Only animal samples can. So if we were to lose power, and this thing were to run out of juice mid-craft, the animal sample would spoil. Okay, so if we run out of power, this is gonna break. Because I need to be putting plasmids into this chest. Can I shift? Of course the wire can't be stretched. That's so annoying. Goodness. Okay, instead I will do this and include plasmids because we can filter 2 items with a yellow inserter. So in case plasmids end up in the output slots, we'll put them in there. Now, bones. Why are we out of bones, of all things? We have enough bones. We're not running because we have enough animal samples. Because I have 4 animal samples. So we have 4 animal samples, so we should be running this, but the chitin is getting in the way. So the chitin needs to be dealt with. Of course, I don't have the spaghetti to be able to get... that's so annoying. There's just literally nothing I can do. Can I shift everything about this building 1 unit to the right? I think we can. Maybe. Oh, goodness. No. Okay, shift that over, shift this over, and down. Connect that. Connect this over, and T-junction. Shift this over, shift that over, delete those, shift that over, shift you over, shift you over, shift this to there, make this a long inserter, and I think we did it. Okay. And then we can do this to get chitin out. Whew, doggies. I don't know why I didn't deal with the potential of this spoiling in the building. I think it's because it's not supposed to happen. I'm not supposed to make sarcorises unless I need them. Because we're not supposed to make animal samples unless... Isn't there a restriction on that too? Not really. The restriction is on rendering augs stops if we don't need the aug bits. So then we're gonna have a decent number of animal samples left from all the aug bits, 10 at least. And then those animal samples are gonna require quite a few sarcori, but only 5 actually. So we are going to end up with extra sarcori here. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need... Sorry, I'm really like, what do I do? This game is fun, isn't it? No, it actually is. I'm having a lot of fun. These are fun problems to solve. Okay, so because what I'm thinking is we could stop one of these inserters based on Sarcoris being in the output. Because I don't want to stop the building itself. Because if we stop the building itself, then we're going to have spoiling Sarcoris that's partway crafted. That is maybe my least favorite part of the spoilage mechanic. I think it really adds a lot of unfun bits to what you have to solve. Which is, if I were to lose power, or if I wanted to use a circuit network to stop the building from crafting something mid-craft, then it still will keep spoiling. And then that means when I get power back or when the building turns back on, it will literally come out as a spoiled item. And I don't like that. I understand that you could cheese it slightly by like pausing a building right at the end of its craft, and then you can kind of have an item that normally would be spoiling kind of still kept fresh forever, and then you turn it back on, finish the item, and now you have a fresh thing. But like, that's a lot of work to cheese it that way, and not for much benefit in most cases. So I kind of just think that starting the spoilage at the beginning of the craft rather than when it finishes crafting just feels a little bit rude. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out the best way to slow down the Sarcoris production. Because if I only insert plasmids, it's still going to insert too many plasmids. So it's almost like... I don't know. Here, I have an idea. Of course I can't craft a combinator, because I have no batteries. Yoink. I think... we're just gonna do a simple read contents. And read working as green. So we want to insert plasmids if it is not working. So green equals 0, and plasmids, no, sorry, Sarcoris. If it's currently not working and plasmids are less than, and plasmids are 0, and plasmids are 0. I think if those things are all true, then it'll insert another plasmid. That plasmid will immediately start it working, which will then keep it from inserting another. The problem is, this does create a delay. So every 3 Sarcori, it's gonna stop working for a minute. But that should be okay, because it should have just fueled this one. And this one has a 90-second crafting time, and this one only has a 15-second crafting time. So it should be okay that this actually has a delay. Because as soon as this gets rid of its last Sarcoris, it should start crafting the next one, and by the time this one needs one more, it should be available. So I think I might have done that correctly. We'll see. Time will tell. Either way, we've got logistics science again. Whew. What a time. All right, why don't you actually take those 36 packs so we can finish our first green science and feel good about something. Oh, goodness. I mean, we probably need to call it an episode there. I really want to keep working on the lead, but that'll have to wait till the next episode because we've been fixing all sorts of stuff. And that is pyanodons for you. But the good news is we are we understand what we need to do, and we're much closer to being done with it, and we have all the buildings crafted. So next episode we'll probably get tin and lead finished. That's my guess. And maybe started on the solder. And then huge amounts of solder will give us all the rails that we could ever want. And then at that point, I mean, let's at least finish out the plan here. So the grand plan is upgrade lead, and then we're going to what do we actually have already? We have improved rail production, and then we have automate construction bots and roboports. That's a pretty big one too. And then we can work on designing the rail infrastructure while those things kind of build up a bit. Okay, and I'm gonna go for some more locomotives, some more cargo wagons, some more train stops, some more signals. Just let that all build up some more. Okay, cool. All right, well, we're gonna call it an episode there. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.